My name's Caroline Turnbull. I'm Assistant Dean in the Faculty of Engineering, Computing and Creative Industries here at Edinburgh Napier University. I'm a Fellow of the Higher Education Academy. How did I become a mentor? Well, I guess my experience has very much been, I think I probably informally grew into that role. I had colleagues would approach me and ask for help and advice around their application to the Higher Education Academy. And so I really got into mentoring in an informal manner. And so when my university put together its scheme to support a wider range of staff, I was asked if I would mentor colleagues across the university. For me, it's really important in being a mentor that you're well versed in the requirements of the UK PSF. That's really important. You have to understand what the requirements are right across the different categories. In terms of my approach to mentoring colleagues through their application process, I think one of the challenges is often around unpacking the concept of academic leadership, particularly in the context of applications, for example, for Senior Fellow. My approach to this is really to sit down and have a detailed conversation with colleagues and understand the work that they're currently involved in. I think sometimes colleagues don't really understand the value and the impact that the work they're doing is actually having on the students and how this could actually be turned into something truly meaningful in their application. To give you an example of that, I worked with one colleague who was leading a very large module with over 300 students on it. And the approach on that module was all about team teaching. When you're working with a team, you've got to dedicate time to think about what the learning's going to look like, how are we going to manage the assessment, how are we going to manage the marking. And it wasn't really until we sat down with that colleague and had that conversation that they really came to realise the value and how work that they had almost taken for granted was a really good example of academic leadership. I believe there have been a large number of benefits of being involved in the scheme at Edinburgh Napier. For me as an individual, it's been a real pleasure to be involved as a mentor with the scheme here. It's really, I think, given me the opportunity to hone my mentoring skills. It's been a pleasure to support and develop other colleagues. In terms of my own academic leadership, I think it's given me a wonderful opportunity to have a much greater understanding of the real richness and diversity of learning, teaching and assessment practice that is going on in my own institution.